Hey everybody, Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. Yeah, here we are down in the workshop again, doing a little bit of laser work here. And you can see we have the ever popular Lenovo T61Z laptop, rescued from a garage sale for $20, running Windows 7. And we have this laser engraver thing. I don't know, cost like $100 some, $119 on Amazon or something. I think it's got like a little 5-watt laser in there or something. And it has this little guy here. It's Arduino 2-axis stepper controller there, and a little power supply that comes with it. It's all pretty cheap. I dropped the power supply one time and the case broke in half, but oh well, it still works. So I just taped it up and we'll use it. I also added a little, I don't know if you can see that on there, but there's a little piece of spring wire on there to kind of keep the lines out of the way of the laser there, because they tend to flop down onto your work with this machine since there's no structure up on top to hold the cable chain. So you just got to kind of let them lay wherever and make sure they don't interfere with anything like these side ones. You lay them across the top there, then they won't get caught. And to tighten it up, this thing's really easy to tighten up. You just grab this belt right here, loosen the screw, and you tighten it up. It gets loose. Same on this side here. You leave a little bit extra and then you just tighten it. And then this top rail, that's a little bit loose. I might have to do some adjusting on it, but it seems fairly stable. And I have a 3D printed laser holder on there because I was using the other laser holder on it, and there was some problems like getting it in and out of the holder when I wanted to switch lasers. I have another laser that I use with it too, more powerful one, and there was problems getting it in and out. So I switched over to a 3D printed one, and this one's just a taste loose, so I might have to put a screw in the side of it or something to tighten it up. But it seems to be working okay right now. So, and you can see we're just using some piece of black construction paper, and you'll find that when you try to burn stuff that's on a light surface, it's not going to work too well. So if you have anything that you want to engrave or whatever, you're going to have to make it a dark surface in order to engrave it well. A lot of folks just use the blue tape, and they just put blue tape on there, and then they go ahead and laser, but then that kind of leaves the adhesive. And after it burns, it leaves that residue, so it doesn't smell all that great either when it's burning. The paper, it doesn't really leave that much smell. You can see it. There's a little tiny bit of little wisp of smoke coming off every now and then when it does a heavy burn in the spot. But I'm standing here 2 feet away, and I can barely smell it. And been running for half an hour or so now, and I guess if you're just getting into lasers or whatever, you should probably pick up one of these machines first, because it pretty much does everything that you're going to want to do with it. It's not going to do cutting wood or anything like that, or it's not going to engrave real deep unless you run it at 1,000 passes or something like that. But for the price, I've seen people pay 10 times as much for a laser that does the exact same thing as this one does. So the choice is up to you. You can save the other $900 and just buy a cheaper one, because they all do the same thing. And if you're worried about the controller or whatever, this little guy works just fine. It blinks and it flashes, and it's nothing spectacular, but it works, and works with this program here, Laser Gerbil, and works with an older laptop too. This it's probably from like 2012 or something like that, around that area. Fully capable though. So I just thought it was pretty interesting things to kind of look around, because I read a lot on Reddit, and people are always asking questions about how to run their laser printer and all this. And all I did was read the instructions, and gee, it's working. I don't know. I guess people today are either too stupid or too lazy to read the instructions that come with the doggone thing. I mean, I know some of it's Chinese English, but you can still look at the pictures and figure out what to do. And it does tell you to attach it to the COM port here, and tells you what software to load, and they even give you some software to load with it, and they even give you stuff to laser burn. But I didn't end up using that software because it's kind of basic compared to laser gerbil, and laser gerbil works really good. It does what you want it to do basically. You just got to fiddle around with the settings for the pictures and whatever you want to load in there. You got to fiddle around and make it look good, so when it lasers it, that it actually looks like what you've got up on screen. And then it might take you a few times of lasering things to actually get it to be what you want. You have to learn how to home the machine, set it at 0, and then you have to learn how to run everything in metrics because that's what the machine is defaulted to. You can change it to inches, but really it's just easier and faster if you don't have to convert everything and you just do it in metrics, and you're going to get used to it after a while. I don't use it for everything, but when I'm working in the shop, generally here I do, because both my machines that I have over here, this CNC machine over here, CNC router, that uses metrics. All the 3D printers I have right here, they all use metrics. So you might as well use metrics on the laser engraver too. Yeah, I have quite a fleet of machines. I have 4 different machines, and so basically a lot of the software and stuff is interchangeable between the machines. Like you could take a laser like this and you can hook it up over here on this machine here, right here to the spindle, and you can have the exact same machine except with a 24-inch bed, which is I think about what this one is. I think this one's only 22, I think, but this machine here will fit right on top of that machine there, the bed. So if I wanted to do that, I could do that too, but I prefer to have a different table. This way I can have both machines running if I wanted to, although I only have one power supply for both of them. But I do have another power supply around here that I could use. So there's that. And just to tell you, like, I'll show you something here. This is a 3D printer that I built a long time ago. It's actually made out of 3D printed parts. And I used it for several years, and it works pretty good, but not as good as the modified DaVinci Duo over here, or the Creality Halo box back there for the SLA stuff, the dip. Yeah, this little printer over here it doesn't produce the resolution. It has too much wobble in it, and it's homemade. So the difference of that between a machine that's made in a factory where it has a stamped frame and stamped metal parts. It's not a piece of wood with some plastic stuff that may be close in tolerance but slightly off. It's like comparing apples to oranges. It's really 2 different beasts. For the money that this one costs to make over here, yeah, it's a good deal, and it does work. And you can go on the Thingiverse website and you can download all the parts for it if you wanted to. It's called the M Prime 1, and it's done by a guy named Diego, who's a good guy. And I don't know if he's still maintaining the project or not, but I did some custom parts for it. You can go on mine, which is MBBot on Thingiverse, and you can click the link up in the description about my page, and it has the link to it right on the front page there up in the top. And yeah, so he's the one that designed it, and then I helped him make some other parts for it and some things that were kind of neat that I devised for it, some modifications to the machine to make it a little bit easier to assemble and to use, and yeah, that type of stuff. So he's a good guy. So if you get over there and you download the plans, give him a shout, tell him I sent you over there. Like I said, I don't know if the project's being actively maintained anymore, but I had fun printing out the parts and all that, and using my other 3D printer to do this one. So, and this printer over here, this kind of a culmination of a lot of kits and things that I bought when I first got into 3D printing. I had some I had a 1-up printer that I bought from Micro Center for, I don't know, probably $100 and some, and it never worked right. So I ended up using a lot of the parts to make this one here. So that's how I ended up with a lot of the parts. But most of these machines are run off the same kind of software. They all run basically the same way. They have stepper motors. This one here has stepper motors right here, and stepper motor on the back there. And they all use basically the same kind of controller. So Although this one's only a 2-axis controller, it does not have a Z-axis. And this controller over here, which is offline gerbil controller, there's the screen and everything, so you literally don't even have to use a PC when you're running this machine. You can put an SD card in here with the program already loaded, your G-code program, and this machine has a screen with a touch screen, and you can pick what program you want to run, and you can perform all the various maintenance functions and setup functions using this screen here without even having a PC hooked to it, which I used to think that was crazy, but ever since I got this little box here, that's what I do now. I don't even really bother with the computer on this one. This one has the same thing too. I can reach inside here. This, by the way, is not the original electronics in this DaVinci Duo. This has been modified by me with a regular standard generic gerbil ramps 1.4 with a screen, and that screen also has an SD card slot on it, which you can get to from the bottom here, and you can load your programs on there and do that too. And it's no longer DaVinci Duo, it's the Crazy Bird. Yeah, that's what it is. And then there's the Creality Halo box over there. It's got some dust on it. Haven't used it in a while. I got to get that stuff out of it, the resin. But yeah, this one seems to be working pretty good. It's not as powerful as the other laser, but it does work, and hard to believe. I mean, for the price, you really can even hardly buy the laser for $100 some, you know. So, anyways, this is Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. I hope you enjoy the little, primer on CNC machinery, 3D printing, lasers, things like that. Things I do in my workshop, messy workshop, as I'm down here cleaning it up, because after you do a project, you got to clean up. So that's what I'm doing. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, comment if you must, and I'll tell you what, I'm doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. There's only 4 more subscribers needed. I'm at 496. So if you're watching this video all the way through to the end, then you're going to find out about that I'm giving a giveaway, because I'm not announcing it anywhere else. Because nobody ever watches my videos all the way through except maybe a couple people. So if anyone's brave enough to watch to the end of the video, and we're going to use a random generator thing to pick it out, and then you're going to get the prize, okay? And I'm not going to tell anybody what the prize is. It's going to be a pretty good prize, though. So I can't tell you what to do, but I would like, subscribe, and comment if I was you, to be involved, and help me get to 500, would you? I'd appreciate it. Anyways, Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies, signing out for another beautiful day. Have a good one yourself. Bye now.